injuring more kids and young adults in our community. I am proud to say that I brought forward the resolution and it was passed by our district. And I'm proud of that because we need to be careful of what we're exposing our children to. And if adults use them or young adults use them and they're around our children, we are doing damage to them also. So thank you for inviting me. And Dana? Dr. Carr, sorry.
And this is Dr. Zavarro.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am a cardiologist practicing in El Cajon, and I am proud of that. 5 years ago, I was invited to the city council to talk about the harmful effect of nicotine. And I did mention to them that in addition to nicotine, which is a very dangerous addictive substance, these e-cigarettes contain other dangerous additives, including nitrosamines and diethylene glycol and many others which are carcinogen. So this was brought to their attention 5 years ago, and now we are seeing the results of that warning. Nowadays, we have an epidemic of new severe lung toxicity, lung injury that caused by vaping products. So far, approximately 20 young people have died from this acute lung injury because of vaping, and more than 1,100 people were hospitalized with severe acute lung injury. 75% of these victims reported using the TSH, which is the active substance of marijuana. However, 25% was nicotine use alone. This is very concerning outbreak, and it doesn't show signs of abating at all. Mayo Clinic researchers reported that this lung injury is due to toxic chemical fumes. And very recent study at UCSF published in the Journal of American Heart Association documented that the risk of heart attacks is more than doubled in e-cigarette smokers compared with non-smokers. This is new information that e-cigarettes, in addition to the lung toxicity, doubles the risk of heart attacks. Vaping should be prohibited, and the fact is e-cigarette does not help quitting regular smoking. The manufacturers of this toxic substance promote it as a helpful substance to quit regular smoking. This is not true. In fact, it is a gateway to promote future cigarette smoking. E-cigarettes should not be promoted or prescribed as less risky alternative to regular smoking. For all these reasons, I recommend to the City of El Cajon Council to consider an ordinance that will prohibit the sale of flavored tobacco products, including vape fluids. In fact, I would like to follow the steps of San Francisco, which has banned all e-cigarette smoking, and that's what I want to do, banning all e-cigarettes, not only this vaping machine. I have very scary statistics, really, just for one more minute. 11% of California high school use vaping. 15% of them use cannabis. More than 4 million American teenagers use vaping regularly, and the number is increasing. The worst thing is among 8th graders. Among 8th graders, vaping rate has more than doubled to 10%. These are 8th graders. And early adoption of vaping, as I said, is a gateway to use of regular cigarette smoking. 8th graders who vaped are 10 times more likely to eventually smoke regular cigarettes. This is dangerous. It's very worrisome that vaping will lead to an increase in cigarette smoking if it is not banned. I strongly recommend banning all e-cigarette smoking in the city of El Cajon. Thank you very much.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Stacy Weaver. I'm the Executive Director of American Heart Association. And I am here to support the recommendation for stiffer penalties of tobacco licensing and strategies to keep vaping products out of our youth's hands. We know that over 480,000 deaths are attributed to tobacco use every single year. And although we have been very successful in San Diego at raising the average age to 21 for tobacco usage, we know that surveys show that 57% of juniors and seniors that have surveyed say it's easy to access tobacco products in schools today and in their peer groups. We also know that 81% of those under 21 said that the first time they tried a tobacco product, it was with a flavored tobacco product. It is really important that we engage our youth in the right way and we understand what is compelling them to continue to use e-cigarettes and e-cigarette products. I'm a mother of 5, and I've heard very often that we need more parent interaction. And I can tell you from the basis of my heart, I've engaged my children in conversations from the earliest of their youth around tobacco use. But it can't just be the parents that are engaging in this conversation. We have to ban flavored tobacco products so that they're not engaged and convinced to come and use these products. I'm hoping that, and I'm here to support the city of El Cajon, and I look forward to us banning these vaping products. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Shane Duffy. I'm a junior at the University of San Diego, and I'm hoping to give the point of view of a college student and also somebody who's worked closely with CASA in these compliance checks as well. And just kind of give the scope of this problem and how fast these young people are getting addicted. And so it's common now to be sitting in a class, in a lecture, and students can't sit through that 55 minutes without hitting their Juul. And it's not that they don't want to or that they want to, they actually can't. To focus, they need to hit their Juul to get through that lecture. And so now we're seeing people dying, we're seeing people in the hospital, and they're worried and scared, and I'm worried for them. And they can't stop because they're so addicted so fast. And so these are broke college kids who are purposely skipping meals, who won't eat because they need money for Juul. They need money to buy more of these products. And they're so addicted because there's so much nicotine, it gets to them so fast. And so working with CASA in the past 4 years, I've done this program, and I've seen that culture shift. I've seen now these flavored devices, it's so common now, it's so normalized, and it just keeps getting bigger. And so it's something that needs to be brought to light. And I'm tired of having the same conversation with worried college kids, with scared college kids. These are my peers, these are my friends, and something needs to be done about it.
Good afternoon, my name's Linda Webb, and I have 3 teenage boys. 2 are 17 seniors in high school, and 1 is 14 years old, a freshman in high school. And I'm coming to you today because we've heard all these statistics, and they're very, very horrifying. But what I'm coming to you with today is my own personal experience. Back in the 80s, there wasn't all these special flavors, but there was menthol and regular tobacco products back then. And I tried a regular cigarette back then at the age of 15 and choked and hated it and thought it was disgusting. But then my girlfriend said, hey, my mom has these menthol flavored cigarettes. Let's try those. So she took them from her mom without her mom knowing, and we smoked those cigarettes. And long story short, I was addicted to nicotine for 15 years. This affected me in many ways because I wanted to quit. For years, more of the years did I want to quit than I wanted to actually smoke. And it's a terrible, terrible addiction that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. And I'm so grateful that I have over 22 years without smoking today, but it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Thank you.
All right, that concludes our formal comments. Any of the speakers that you heard are available for one-on-one conversations, and in fact, there are more than just the speakers you heard who have something they'd like to share with you. If we can answer any questions for you, and thank you for coming here and covering this important topic. You have a question, sir?
Quick question. What will you be asking for specifically at the city council?
Good question. Specifically, we will be asking the City Council of El Cajon, number one, to increase the penalties for retailers that sell to people who are underage. Number two, we're asking them to please consider an outright ban on the sale of flavored tobacco products and the devices that are used to smoke flavored tobacco products.
It seems pretty widespread. Is there any idea on how that would be implemented?
Well, the same way that 41 other cities in the state of California, the entire state of Michigan, the state of Massachusetts, state of Rhode Island, state of Delaware have all done this by giving a time to phase it out, use up the stock that currently exists in your store, and not buy more. And in entire countries, Brazil, India, this is not unique. It's not frightening. It's not illegal. This is happening across our country. Stores like Walgreens with 9,500 stores announced today that they're done selling electronic smoking devices and flavored tobacco products. Stores like Walmart have announced that they're done selling these products. Stores like Rite Aid and Kroger, which operates here in San Diego as Ralph's Market with their 2,500 stores, they are done selling e-cigarettes, vaping devices, and flavored tobacco products. And that's what we would like to see happen here in El Cajon. Thank you. Any other questions? Oh, I think we would love to promote the concept of following in the footsteps of Beverly Hills. I'm not sure this council is ready for that, but that's something that is certainly worth considering. This is what cities around the country are moving toward.
Cigarettes have several flavors in them in and of themselves. So making the statement that you're banning flavored tobacco products, that kind of is in the same category.
Well, so in 2009, yeah, that's a good question. I'm sorry, what media outlet did you say you were?
I'm not. I thought you just said it was a question.
Okay. In 2009, the FDA banned flavored tobacco products with the exception of, or flavored cigarettes with the exception of menthol. And it's time to close that loophole on menthol. And after 2009, that's why you saw the increase in these flavored liquids and a new type of smoking device known as electronic smoking device. Any other questions? Thank you.